Thank you for clicking on this video. I'm going to be showing you how to make these super cute Christmas marzipan treats. So here's what you need. I'm using yellow marzipan from Tesco's, but ideally maybe you could use white. And here is some boiled, cooled down water with a paintbrush. And then I've got cocktail sticks for mixing the colours, and there's my Sugarcraft colours. And then I'm also using these little cupcake cases from Sainsbury's. So first of all, Christmas tree. So you want to start with a decent sized ball of marzipan, and then I'm going to be using the colour Holly Green, which is a really nice shade of green. So you can add as much as you want or as little as you want and use any colour green that you want. I'm not going to say exactly what I'm doing because you can make it up as you go along and use what you've got already. So marzipan's quite sticky, so I used a bit of icing sugar, and I'm now rolling it into these cone shapes. So they're kind of rounded at the top and then flat at the bottom so that they all stand upright. Then I'm going along with a little pair of nail scissors and making these little snipping into the marzipan. It doesn't need to be regular or symmetrical or anything like that because a tree wouldn't be like that, would it? And then here I've made and coloured a little bit of marzipan in the colour apricot, and I'm rolling it out. So I've got a star cutter, but you could cut it by hand with a knife, or you don't even need to do a star off the top of the tree. Next we have these adorable Christmas puddings. So I'm starting off and I've got a really nice colour called Christmas Red, and it's a very strong colour which gets everywhere. You can use Vanish Stain Remover soap to remove from your fingers. And then I'm using a mixture of all these different colours to make brown. I don't actually have a brown, so that would be ideal. I ended up adding a bit of green as well to try and get the brown that I wanted, because it was looking very purpley. So I'm just going to make 4 robins, so I'm getting 4 equally sized balls, and then I need to roll them properly in my palms to get them smooth. And then here I am cutting the icing to go on the top. So I'm smoothing the edges with my fingers to get a nice edging, and then painting it on with the water, which is cooled down, and sticking the icing on top. So they're already looking pretty cute, but these little balls of holly are going to add the really great finishing touch. So you can get holly cutters, but that's just too fiddly for this scale, and marzipan is so sticky. So I'm kind of making leaf shapes, but trying to have like a pointy side, and the pointy side sticking out. So I made them all look a little bit different, but some of them have got 3 leaves and 2 berries, like that one. And then I'm using my black pen on the felt tip side to make these raisins or dried fruit, give it a little bit of decoration. And doesn't that look charming? Next I have these delightful robins, my absolute favourite sort of bird. They are just an overload of cuteness and really adorable. So I'm making 4 of these again. So it's very easy to adjust the quantities if you want to make more or want to make less. I was just trying to use up my remainder of marzipan. So I've got the 4 smooth balls, and now I'm rolling out the red to go on its breast. And I'm cutting that and smoothing the corners of my fingers a little bit. So next I'm making the wings. I was kind of just eyeballing this and not following a tutorial. I was looking at a picture I found on Pinterest, but you can change the wings depending on what you think a robin's wings would look like. But I was pleased with this shape. It's kind of like a fingernail shape, maybe. I just think they look cute. It is a bit fiddly doing the wings, but the eyes are even worse. So I'm getting 2 little balls of marzipan and sticking them on and then pushing them down a bit so it doesn't have goggle eyes. And then with the apricot coloured marzipan, I'm making that into a little beak, and there's its apricot nose. Like, have you seen anything cuter than that? Okay, next of all, I'm making a little Santa's hat, because robins need a Santa's hat, don't they? And then a little ball of white to go on the end, and that's going to be stuck with water. And the finishing touch is the pupils in the eyes. Like, that is so sweet. So they can go on a cake, or they could go in these little cupcake cases, and you could give them to people if you want, or just serve them if people want to eat a massive hunk of marzipan. And there you have 4 adorable robins. So the last thing in this video is going to be making Yule logs. So you want to start off with equally sized balls of brown and the white or yellowy marzipan, and then you're going to roll them into equally sized sausages. They don't need to be exactly the same, but it'd be a good idea to get them very similar. And then you want to start rolling them out with a large rolling pin. And add a bit of icing sugar if this stage gets a bit sticky. So you want them to be as rectangular as possible because you're going to be cutting the edges. So this white one is the filling, so I cut that first, and it needs to go on top of the brown, so I'm now sticking it. So the brown would be the chocolate cake and the white would be the cream, so that's going on top of the cake. And then I'm cutting away the excess brown marzipan carefully. It's a good idea to do this bit with a lot of attention and pay attention to what you're doing, because it's going to make all the difference. And then start with a little bit of water and gently fold that edge across. After that, the rest of it should be quite easy to roll up. I was thinking about doing 4, but then I decided to do 6. And you want to shape them a bit once you've cut them, because they can get a bit flattened out. And then, I'm not going to show you this in a lot of detail, but it's me adding little holly leaves and berries to the tops, just to add a little bit of cuteness. And then I'm using my purpley pen to draw lines where the chocolate icing would be. So it looks really lovely. And there you have 6 little slices of Yule Log. So thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, because that helps the YouTube algorithm. And let me know if you want to see any more baking videos or Sugarcraft videos. Thank you. Bye.